Arizona Humane Society. Thanks so much for joining us today. We have several adoptable pets for you to meet today, including this Frisbee fanatic, Marcellus, who is seemingly born. We'll tell you more about this flying disc enthusiast later in the show. And the Arizona Humane Society's emergency animal medical technicians are especially trained to rescue pets from dangerous situations. And last week, one of the 100 calls that our field dispatch team received was for a puppy stuck in a drain. That story in just a few minutes. And also on the show, the versatile feline tail definitely does more than act as a rudder and provide balance. Just like dogs, cats use their tails as a mood barometer, and we'll tell you how to decode each kitty's tail position. But first, I want you to meet my kitty co-host, Keely, who was formerly limping down the side of the road in Chandler. She's 7 months old and ended up at the Arizona Humane Society. Our skilled veterinarians performed a complicated surgery to repair her fractured leg, and then she spent a few weeks recovering in a foster home with foster mom Kristen, who said that she is very cuddly, she likes to be around people, she's good with cats, dogs, and even pet rats. And she likes to explore, but she's not super active, so she enjoys time spent napping on a kitty condo. Come down and meet her today. Now we have a few other pets on the show. This is Pearl, a stunning kitty with a lynx point markings who's experienced his fair share of heartbreaks and was given up through no fault of his own. Lisa, his owner, was moving out of state and unable to take Pearl along.
Yeah, we see a lot of things at the Humane Society. Some are very happy and some are sad. And we really do try to empathize with everybody's individual situation. So Pearl's owner was very upset when they had to surrender him because of a move, and we're crying in the lobby and having a very hard time giving Pearl up that day. But now that we have Pearl in our care, we have promised that we will find him the very best home. Pearl is actually a boy, 9 months old. He was probably named when he was a very young kid, and so he got named Pearl. But he is Pearl Jam, but he is certainly a beautiful boy. They tell us that he is quite the lizard catcher. They would play with him out in the backyard a little bit. He lets all the lizards know not to come near the house. And he is also quite the fly catcher in the house. So if you're looking for a purring pest control kitten, here is Pearl. He will be very happy to join your home. He loves to cuddle with other cats and is great with kids in the house.
Well, Sundance and Butch are lifelong pals who are inseparable. Butch is a strapping lab who loves hiking, swimming, and long walks in the park, while Sundance, a Basenji mix, has no trouble keeping up with his best friend's long stride, even if that means maintaining a very rapid pace. Right, Perry?
Right, exactly. He has his little legs. This guy's got the big legs. He's got a lot of catching up to do. But, you know, these guys, obviously, they're not siblings of any kind. We're kind of guessing they kind of teamed up as strays out there in the world somewhere. And here they are now. This guy here, Butch, is the muscle of the group. He's the guy that's the protector. And here's his little wingman over here, little Sundance. They do everything together. They get along super well. Butch will bring a toy to Sundance and get him to play tug. And to be honest with you, he lets him win. And they sleep together. They do it. And occasionally he tries to smush him a little bit, but he does get along really well with him. You know, we have a lot of people coming down to the shelter to get big dogs, little dogs. And to be honest with you, if you don't know their history, it can be a little bit of a safety concern. With these two guys, though, we know they get along. It's a wonderful couple and two really pretty guys. If you're wanting two dogs in your family, that big dog, little dog combo, these are the guys for you.
Well, last week during the State of the State address, Governor Doug Ducey pledged his support of the SB 101 bill that aimed to end hot car deaths and allow Good Samaritans to take action without risk of civil liability if they're to rescue a pet or a child from a hot car. The Senate Judiciary Committee for advancing the bill, and the Arizona Humane Society is proud to lead these efforts with our partners of the Humane Legislative Coalition for Animals. Now, back to the cuteness. Just look at these little puppers. Sheila and Shiloh will melt your heart into a puddle of mush. They are just so small now, but they won't stay tiny for very long.
That's right. These guys are going to grow up pretty big pretty quickly. They were in foster and gained 3 pounds in a matter of 2 weeks. We have over 260 animals in need of foster homes right now, ranging from weight gain like these guys to medical, such as injury or just airborne sickness. There are all different reasons why animals need foster homes. And by taking an animal into your home to foster, you're really giving them the opportunity to expand the walls of the shelter and help 2 animals at once, because that opens a kennel in the hospital for another animal in need. Now, these guys are going to need routine puppy care. They're going to be big, so make sure you have lots of space for them. They're super lovable and affectionate. But remember, with a puppy is going to come some responsibility of they're not quite house trained yet. You know, you're going to have some patience, puppy-proof your house. So make sure you are willing basically to take an infant on if you're interested in one of these or both of these guys here to bring into your house. So if you can't take them in to adopt them, consider being a foster parent. You know, it's very, very rewarding, and there's a foster pet for every home. So if you travel frequently for work, you can take fosters in between your business trips. If you have little kids, you can take an older dog or cat. If you have dogs, you could take a cat. So there's many different types of fosters, and definitely a foster for every home. So if you're interested, please go to azhumane.org, click on the volunteers tabs on how to become a foster parent.
Looks like little Sheila there's already working on her leash training, chewing her leash away. All right, well, to some dogs, the Frisbee may just be a toy, but playing the game usually requires an enormous amount of energy and stamina. For Davey Whippet, Frisbee is a way of life. Davey and his owner, Rob, hold the world record for the longest Frisbee throw caught by a dog. Flying disc mid-air at an incredible 402 feet away before it hit the ground. Kudos to his owner, Rob, and his exceptional canine friend. Well, we have our very own Frisbee fanatic on the show today. This is Marcellus, a lab mix who is incredibly smart, agile, and athletic. So after he catches the soaring Frisbee disc, Perry, he'll return and sit right at your feet, tail wagging, until the game resumes again. Yeah, that's that lab part of him that's in here somewhere, or maybe that border collie mix. And you can also see Sharpay in this guy very, very clearly once you get close to him with that broad nose he has here. He is such a smart boy. I was reading his profile from the family that owned him before, and they had to give him up because of a job relocation situation. This guy knows it all. He is house trained. He's leash trained. He is good with other dogs. We've had no trouble here in the studio with other animals, and he's very, very smart. He can sit very nicely. You sit and you shake. He shakes very, very nicely, and he does the down command too. And they said he counts to 3. I have no idea what that means, but once you adopt him, you might have a YouTube sensation on your hands here if he can count to 3. He is just a really great little boy, and very eager to learn, and like I said, you see what he knows. He's a very, very smart guy. Martellus. Well, make sure you have a yard and bring a Frisbee when you come down to meet this guy. He's a super stellar boy. Our shelter dogs are sending tail wags of thanks to the members of the Arizona Quilts for Kids in Sunland Village, Mesa, who had some leftover fabric and made a bunch of cozy dog beds for our canine residents to enjoy while they wait for their new homes. Now, not only does the Arizona Humane Society have dogs and cats, but we also have small critters in need of new homes. We'll tell you about this Abyssinian guinea pig, Buttercup, when we come back.